Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, I will be solving the remaining short answer type questions, and in the previous video, we saw the question number 21 and 22, and in this video, we will start from question number 23. Now what does question number 23 says? It says that we have given one formula, that is T of n is equals to 1 divided by a plus n minus 1 multiplied by d. Now here we have to find out how many auxiliary formulas are possible and what are they. Now what is auxiliary formula? Auxiliary formula means we have to find out the different formulas from one given formula, and that we can find out by making all the variables as subject. So here in this formula we have a, d and n as a variable, and by putting this one by one we can find out three more formulas from this given formula. So it is known as auxiliary formula. So let us find out the formula for d while putting it as a subject. So if you will put d as a subject, then you know that here d is in the denominator. You can write it as t multiplied by a plus n minus 1 multiplied by d is equals to 1. This whole thing we will transfer to the other side, and in the next step we will transfer this t of n to the right side. It will be a plus n minus 1 multiplied by d is equals to 1 divided by t of n. Next we have to transfer this a to the other side. So we have n minus 1 multiplied by d is equals to 1 divided by t of n and minus a, because we have here a as a positive. When we will transfer this to the other side, it will turn into the negative. And now next we have to transfer this n minus 1 to the other side. It will be d is equals to 1 divided by t of n minus a and divided by n minus 1. And this we can solve further as by finding the LCM of the denominator. We can write it as d is equals to Tn and 1 minus a multiplied by t of n divided by n minus 1. And now finally we have got the formula of d by making d as a subject, which says that d is equals to 1 minus a multiplied by t of n and divided by n minus 1 multiplied by t of n, because this t of n will comes in the denominator and multiply with the term. So here we have got the formula by making d as a subject. Now next we will make a as a subject and find the another auxiliary formula. So for that we will move forward from this step. You can see that here we have to transfer this n minus 1 multiplied by d to the other side to find the a as a subject. We can write it as a is equals to 1 divided by t of n and minus n minus multiplied by d. Now here we can write this as also the formula of a. But if you want to solve further, then you can write it as by taking the LCM of this number. So here the LCM will be Tn, and we have 1 minus n minus 1 multiplied by d and multiplied by t of n. So you can write it as the formula of a, either this or this. Both are correct. Now next we have to find out the formula of n by making n as the subject. So for making n as a subject, we will proceed here from this term. Now to make n as a subject, we have to multiply this d into the inside of the bracket. So it can be written as nd minus d is equals to 1 divided by t of n minus a. And in the next step, we will remove this d from here. So we have nd is equals to 1 divided by t of n minus a and plus d. Now you can see we have here n multiplied by d. So to make n as a subject, we need to remove this d from here. So it can be written as n is equals to 1 divided by t of n and minus a plus d and divided by d. Now here we can find out the LCM and write it as 1 minus a multiplied by t of n plus d multiplied by t of n and divided by t of n, and whole of this is divided by d. In the next step we can write it as n is equals to 1 minus a multiplied by t of n plus d multiplied by t of n divided by t of n multiplied by d. This can be the formula of n, and also this you can write it as in the another form by n is equals to, you can split this to the every term of numerator, 1 divided by t of n multiplied by d minus a multiplied by t of n divided by t of n multiplied by d and plus d multiplied by t of n and divided by t of n multiplied by d. Now from here you can see that we can cancel this t of n d and d multiplied by t of n. And from here this t of n will be cancelled, and finally we can write it as n is equals to 1 divided by t and d minus a divided by d and plus 1. So either you write this as a formula of n or you can write this as the formula of n. Both are correct over here. Now moving on to the next question, question number 24. Question number 24. Here also we have given one formula, which is a is equal to p multiplied by 1 plus tr divided by 100. And we have to find all the auxiliary formulas over here. So here we have a as a subject already. Now we have to make the formulas while making p, t and r as the subject one by one to find all the auxiliary formulas. So first we will make t as a subject. So for that we have here a is equals to p multiplied by, we will solve this as the LCM and it will be 100, and in the numerator we have 100 plus tr. In the next step we have a is equals to p divided by 100 and we have 100 plus tr. This can be written as this also. Now you see we have to first make t as a subject, and for that you know that we have to remove this r and this all the terms from here. So first we will remove this 100, so it can be 100a is equals to p multiplied by 100 plus tr. Now you see next we can remove this p from here. It will be 100a divided by p and is equals to 100 plus tr. And next we have to remove this 100 from here. So it will be 100a divided by p minus 100, because here we have positive 100. So it will be negative and is equals to tr. Now this is given here in the multiplication, so you will transfer this r to the other side in the division mode, and it will be written as t is equals to 100a minus 100, and here we have divided by p and whole divided by r. Now in the previous video we saw that we have to solve this as by taking LCM over here, and this can be written as t is equals to p as LCM, it will be 100a minus 100p and divided by r. And again we have t is equals to 100 of a minus 100 of p divided by pr. And by taking 100 common here, we can write it as 100 multiplied by a minus p divided by pr. Now we have t as a subject and we have got the formula for t. And now from here you can see that if you have to find out r as a subject, then you just need to transfer this r to the other side. So it can be written as r is equals to 100 multiplied by a minus p and divided by p multiplied by t. And we get the r as a subject. Now next we have to make p as a subject. So for that we have to start from the first step, and we will write it as a is equals to p multiplied by 100 plus tr divided by 100. So in the next step we will transfer this 100 to the other side. 100a is equals to p multiplied by 100 plus tr. And now we have to transfer this whole 100 plus tr to the other side to get p as a subject. So we can write it as p is equals to 100 of a and divided by 100 plus tr. So here we have also got the formula for p by making p as a subject. So these are the auxiliary formulas we have obtained from the given formula in the question. Next we have question number 25. Question number 25 says that we have to frame the formula for the volume of a cylinder. So it says that the volume of a cylinder is equals to the product of pi and square of radius r and multiplied by h height. So this is the volume of cylinder given in the question form, and we have to transfer it into the formula. So we can write it as volume V is equals to pi multiplied by square of radius and multiplied by height h. In the next question, question number 26, it says that a wire of length A unit is cut into two equal pieces. We have a wire and the length of this wire is given as A unit. Now this wire is cut into half. So we can say that the length of this half unit can be A by 2 and another half we can say is of A by 2 unit. Now from this first half we will make one circle by r as a radius. Now we have to frame the formula by making r as a subject. Now you can see that the length of this half of the wire is A by 2 and the length of this circle, or you can say the perimeter of circle, because the length of any circle or the perimeter of the circle are same. So if you have r as the radius, then the perimeter of the circle will be 2 pi r according to the formula of perimeter of circle. So the length of the wire is A by 2 unit and is equals to the length of the circle, that is the perimeter of the circle, is equals to 2 pi r. Now from here we have to make r as the subject. So for making r as a subject, we have to remove this 2 pi from here. So we can write it as A divided by 2 multiplied by 2 pi and is equals to r. Or you can say r is equals to A divided by 4 pi. So here we have the formula for the r, making r as a subject. Now because this circle is made from the half of this wire and which length is equal to A by 2, so we can write it as the length of the wire is equals to the length of the circle, and we know that if you have to find out the length of any circle, then it is equals to perimeter of that circle. And also we have given that r as the radius, so we can say that A divided by 2 is equals to 2 pi r. And from here we can easily find out the r as a subject, or you can say the formula for r. Question number 27, we have here also we have given one formula. A is equals to half of h1 plus h2 and multiplied by d. Now we have to find out the value of h2, while the value of A, h1 and d is given in the question, which is h1 is equals to 6 unit, A is equals to 12 square unit, and we have D is equals to 2 square unit. Now here you can see that by putting the value of A, h1 and D, we can easily find out the value of h2. Now here in the question it doesn't says that we have to make h2 as the subject. So we can find the value either by making h2 as a subject or by directly putting all the values. So here I am making this by putting the values directly. So we have here 12 equal 1 by 2 and the value of h1 is 6 plus h2 multiplied by 2 here. So you see here we can cancel this 2 from this 2 and it will be 12 equal 6 plus h2. Now h2 can be written as 12 minus 6 because this 6 will be transferred to the other side, and here we have the positive sign, so after transferring it, it will be negative. So here we have the value h2 is equals to 6. Question number 28 says that we have one formula which is k is equals to a plus b divided by a minus b to the whole power 1 by 2, and we have to rewrite the formula by making a as subject. So first we have to remove all this values from here to make A as a subject. So in the first step, we will remove this 1 by 2 from here by squaring both sides. So here we have k square is equals to a plus b divided by a minus b. We have square multiplied by 1 by 2, and now from here we can cancel this. So we have k square is equals to a plus b divided by a minus b. Now this we can write as k square multiplied by a minus b equal a plus b. Now next we have to multiply this. So it will be k square multiplied by a minus k square multiplied by b is equals to a plus b. Now here you can observe that we have 4 terms, and from this 4 terms we have 2 terms having the value a. So we will keep all the terms of a to the one side, and the rest of the terms we will transfer to the other side. So here we have k square a minus a, and here is equals to b plus k square b. Because here we have negative, so here we changes into the positive sign. Now from here we can take a as a common, and it will be a multiplied by k square minus 1 is equals to b plus k square b. And thus finally we can write as a is equals to b plus k square b divided by k square minus 1. So now we have got the formula for a by making a as a subject, and is equals to b plus k square multiplied by b divided by k square minus 1. And the next question we have question number 29. Question number 29 says that we have to frame one formula for the volume of hemisphere, which says that is equals to 2/3 of product of pi and cube of radius. So we have to do the product of pi and cube of radius. So it says that the volume of hemisphere is equals to 2/3 of product of pi multiplied by cube of radius. So here we can write as 2/3 and multiplied by pi r cube. So we have 2 pi r cube divided by 3. So this we can write as volume of hemisphere. Suppose we have V, and V is equals to 2 pi r cube divided by. So this is the required formula. Now the question number 30 says that a man buys P cycle. Here we have total number of cycle is equals to P at a total cost of rupees Q. So here we have total cost price is equals to rupees Q. Now in the question it says that he sells each bicycle at rupees R. So here we have the selling price of one bicycle, which is R. Now the question says that we have to find the total profit of the man. So you know that the total profit can be calculated if you will find the total selling price and the cost price. So we have to subtract the cost price from the selling price to find the profit. So here we know the total cost price, but we don't know here the total selling price. So to finding the total profit, we will first find out the total selling price, and is equals to total number of product multiplied by price per product, or you can say as the price of one product. So in the question we have total number of product. So here we have the total number of cycles, which is P, multiplied by the price per product, that is the price of one bicycle, the selling price of one bicycle, and it is given as rupees R. So we can say that the selling price, total selling price of the bicycle is equals to P multiplied by R here. Now we have to find out the total profit. Now the selling price is PR and minus the cost price, which is Q given in the question. So we can say that the total profit of that man is PR minus Q. That's all for this video. In the next video, we will solve the remaining questions of short answer type. Till then, do like, share and subscribe my channel. And if you have any suggestion, then please share it in the comment section below. Thank you.